creators. And for that, I'd like to have Fur come on board here. Hi, Fur. How are you today?
Hello, hello. So happy to be here. As usual, it's a pleasure talking to you, Nick. And I'm super excited to have my artists with us today. So
Yeah.
bring
So,
them
so,
on.
so, Fur, I want to tell you something before they come on board.
Yes.
One of the things that we want to do is sort of make Vitruvio have this model of like the Spotify for artworks, where we stream. And I see that you've got artwork streaming behind you. I love them. I also got artwork streaming, and these are from the current art packs. So they're live. They look great, and actually working on implementing a QR code feature also, so that as they're there, if someone's watching a stream, they can QR code scan it and go find out more about the artist, etc. So this, I'm really excited about that vision. I cannot tell you how long I have wanted to be able to stream some of these artworks directly, but it's pretty exciting. All right, over to you then. Let's get going.
Thanks. Oh my God. Like I have to say I'm jealous because like I need a bigger screen now and I need your app to have the right way to display them because like I toss them in a folder and that's not the best way to do it. But that's also another solution that we are bringing because we need to be able to stream. Both of us are collectors and we have a very nice showcase to get the world to see. So excited for that. Um,
I think we can arrange for you to have a bigger screen and the app.
oh, I like that. Thanks, Nick. I think we can invite our artists already. So should I bring one at a time or do you want them all together? We have four guests. Let me see who is. Can we bring, let's say, Leslie first, maybe?
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. Hi, Leslie. How are you today? You have to unmute yourself. Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Oh. Super excited to have you.
Well, how are you both?
So good. First, I want to tell everyone because you're all going to start getting involved into what is the creative industry and how we connect with each other. Both Leslie and I, we won each other's one-of-one bids yesterday. So we won each other's auction and today we're shopping with each other's money. So look how great. And I love that. So I just wanted to share this is a fun part of our lives. So we sell art, we buy art.
That's right, that's right. And I still have to start buying today. I've only bought one so far, which is truly unlike me.
Oh, that's great. We got all the weekend to shop. So first of all, I'd like to get started with, a quick introduction. How about you tell us about yourself and, how long have you been an artist for?
Yeah, so I actually started in photography back in, I guess, 35 years ago. So in the 80s, 1980s. So I'm old. I've been around for quite a while, but I've been doing it off and on. I started with travel photography and then worked my way into documentary and then shot weddings and photojournalism, storm chasing, and creative portraits. So I do a variety of different things.
Yes, Leslie is one of the most, diverse photographer I know with amazing quality in each direction. It's amazing. I'm a huge fan. So now as to NFTs, why did you start on NFTs? What motivated you to get into it?
I was on Twitter, but I was using it just for news. So I really wasn't posting or anything like that. And I did follow Storm Chasers because I was one, so they always posted on there. And I saw first one of the Storm Chasers, and then a couple of them start posting about NFTs. And so I thought, what on earth is this? When I looked into it, it was all PFPs and stuff like that. So I was totally confused. But then I saw more and more of that going on in my timeline. And so I realized, that there was quite an opportunity here and that I needed to be part of it. So I wasn't working for clients anymore. I was working for myself, and it was a great time to, get into the art market, so to speak.
I love it. I love it. And, the market has changed a lot. So my question for you now is, why are you still here?
For several reasons. Of course, as everybody says, we're still here for the community. Second, I believe in what we are doing in this space. I think there's a bright future ahead, especially with things like Vitruvio, and stuff like that. And I also am staying as well because I'm a big humanitarian. So I'm staying because I've seen the power of what we can do as a community with different social causes, like, for instance, Iran, the earthquakes, the flooding, and stuff like that, the war. So I will always stay for that reason, because I feel like for once there's a way that we can actually make a real difference in people's lives that way.
I love it, Leslie. And, I'm in for very similar reasons. So I really appreciate you. Nick, do you have any questions for Leslie?
No, I mean, Leslie is a stalwart in the community. She's always there supporting people. And I'm so looking forward to having your presence on Vitruvio, because you make it so welcoming for everybody, and you're so helpful. So thank you, Leslie, for your community spirit and for all the hard work you do. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm super excited to always be part of anything you and Fur are doing. So I may not understand it all, but I'm on board.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you. I think we can bring Hugo now, and then we can go through the four artists, and then wrap up with some final comments.
Thanks, Leslie.
Thank you. Okay, now it's the right people. Sorry. Dr. Martin, you have to unmute yourself. It was meant to be Hugo first, but you go first, as it's just as good.
Okay, I am not Hugo, I am Martin.
Martin, Dr. Martin. Sorry, I keep, I moved to the States and my English goes right into American, but so happy to have you. So first of all, give us a quick introduction.
Okay, I am Dr. Martin Raskowski. I am a photographer. I have been a photographer since I was 9 years old. That is back in 1959. So you make the calculations. I won't say my age. It was at that age, 9 years old, that I built a dark room in the bathroom of my parents' home. And I am self-taught. I never studied arts or photography. I grew up as a software engineer. In photography, I have always been attracted to do post-processing manipulation. Ever since I was doing black and white enlargement, I always found that the light that comes out of the camera does not quite match the emotions that I had at the moment of shooting. So I always embark in a process of transformation, which originally was done analogically, and these days is done digitally with a much wider tool desk.
I love it. So why did you get into NFTs? How did you get started with
it?
It
was a natural progression from analog photography to digital photography, and within the world of digital, NFTs came along. I just found them by casually in social media. What is that? I saw the association with new technologies. I have a background in software, so it was natural for me to get involved. That was 2 years and a half ago when I got involved.
That's fantastic. And you are one of the people who have given me the best feedback on what we're building. So I'd love to hear why you're excited about Vitruvio.
Well, I think that there is a big absentee in the way that artists work. What does an artist do apart from the creative element? It goes out to try to attract an audience. You do that in the real world. If you are going to an art fair or an exhibition, you try to bring with you your audience. And these days you connect with your audience via social media. Social media occupies a long chunk of everyday's life for an artist. You create for maybe, I don't know, a quarter of the day, and the rest of the day you are in social media. That's wrong. That's a wrong proportion. And artists are not trained to promote their work. Artists are trained to do their art, and that's what they want to do. I think that there is a wrong direction. Artists are attracted to social media in order to find collectors. That direction from artists to social media to collector, I think is wrong. It should be the other way around. It should be collectors that search for artists. And that is the absentee. Search is not there. You have to go to a market, and there are weak search tools. But you don't have. I mean, you go to Amazon and you do a search and you find immediately what you want. You are not publishing in Twitter, I want to buy a pair of boots. Or who has boots for me to buy? No, you go to one particular place, you make a search, and in no time you found what you want. Art is not quite the same as books yet. It's not going to be quite the same searching. But that's one of the first things that I saw in Vitruvio, the possibility to have at the right level of abstraction, search implemented with a whole set of metadata, with the what do you call the name escapes.
Yes.
The rules that say how we have to define the metadata. Mm-hmm. That was the main bit that attracted me with Vitruvio. Being able to see a solution to what I think is the major problem for artists. There are other problems, and there are other problems that Vitruvio are solving as well, but I'm not expanding on those now.
Thank you so much. Yes, and I always enjoy having conversations with you, because whenever we bring something, you always have the right questions, and we hope that we're addressing all of those problems that you and all our community have been pointing out. So thank you so much, Dr. Martin. And
thank you for having me.
Nick, did you want to?
No, I just wanted to say that you just zoomed right into the heart of the matter. The fact that we are doing protocol level metadata for assets, and instead of having them distributed among silos of marketplaces, etc., we are providing the flexibility for the artists to have them distributed in multiple marketplaces, but have the origin be at the protocol level with very granular metadata that is, and the whole point of it is, it is very searchable. I want all the search engines out there. I want AI, etc., to be able to find these artworks very, very easily. And so grateful for that feedback. But you've nailed it. Like, this is exactly why we are doing this. So thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, our next artist. It can be Twinkle or Ugo. Let's see who comes up. Twinkle.
Hello everyone. Hi Nick, hi Per. It's great. I'm enjoying all the talks and loving all the conversations here.
Nice. Yeah, you see your art here. I got, for those who haven't paid attention, I have a selection of artwork, while Nick has the art packs, the full collection of art packs. I have the today's guests artworks, showing on my screen. So super happy to have you here today. And how about give us a quick introduction, who you are?
Yeah, so hello everyone. I am Twinkle. I go by the nickname the High Priestess and her Lion. And my artworks are explorations of mental health with what I call a generous sprinkle of spirituality, because all the mental health issues, all the things that I discover in myself come through meditation. So all the artworks are the visions that I see in my meditations. So that's what my artworks are all about. And I do photography, I do photo manipulation, I do a lot of things. I use Procreate also for drawing. So I just try to do a lot of things, because that's I think that when a vision comes to me, it's not just one thing that fits in that thing. I can try a different multiple things to see how it works. So that's what I do.
Nice.
And Yeah.
Oh, didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, go ahead and let us know how you got into NFTs and what motivated you to get into it.
I got into NFTs in October. I minted my first NFT on 1st October 2021, so 2 years ago. It's gonna be 2-year anniversary in just a couple of days now, so that's exciting. But yeah, I got into NFTs at 2 years ago, and I started doing art a little earlier. I'm a relatively new artist, so I haven't been doing this kind of art before. But during COVID, it just happened that I started meditations, and then it just kind of worked out how it is right now. But it wasn't always that I've been doing this kind of art. So during the COVID, I got into NFTs because I was trying to see how far I can go with my artworks and what else I can do with it.
That's awesome. And what do you think of Vitruvio? Like, what is your first impression from what you heard from us?
Oh, Vitruvio. I would start with, like, when I see my artworks behind you, it just feels incredible. It feels so good, and as an artist, and that's why we are here, right? To put more eyesights on our work, to get it out to the world, and having an entire blockchain for creators and putting more and more eyes on it. It just feels out of the world. Like, we feel seen, we feel heard, and we feel that someone is there for us. And like, I won't go into the technicalities because Dr. Martin already went through those. So, but it just feels incredible when someone thinks of you and someone makes an entire blockchain and everybody's working toward the same goal. And I think Vitruvio is a great start, but I think it is just a start, and it's gonna go like what it is starting. It's just gonna blow up, and it's gonna be a great platform for artists. And it's not just artists, creators. So it's gonna it's gonna expand laterally. So it's incredible to be a part of this. So thank you, Nick and Burr, for what you're doing. I can see how much efforts you're putting in. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Nick, do you have any comments?
Yeah. So Twinkle, I wanted to ask you about two things. One is, you and I have talked about your collaboration with South Korean galleries, and we're gonna do some projects there with the Vitruvio artists also. So
Yes.
you are headed to South Korea soon, if I understand correctly?
Yes, in mid-November, probably.
Okay.
Mostly in mid-November.
Yeah. And also, one of the things that we don't realize as we talk to artists is, like, yes, you got the art, but also a lot of artists have other skill sets too. And you have a business. Tell me about your business.
Yeah, so I'm an architect. I have my own firm since 2008, and it started as a proprietorship firm, but now it has grown into a partnership firm, and it's sort of a self-running business as of now. So I get a little time to do my artwork, but it's running well. So we do a lot of different kinds of projects, right from plotting, townships, architecture, interior, landscape, and all of those kinds. Like, we do everything.
Great, thanks for sharing that. So the reason I even brought that point up is because the business aspect of art is very important to artists. All the ones who are in this ecosystem, they are not just there to, like, here, just look at my art and promote me, etc. It is about making a livelihood, and creating a sustainable income stream, and that's our focus also. We want to put in all the foundational elements so that artists can thrive and get to this goal of having a sustainable income. So thank you. So I'm excited to be collaborating with you in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the first things that I learned as a business person, by having my own business, is that do not put all your eggs in one basket. So it is the same everywhere. It applies everywhere. So as an artist also, like, we just don't go into spaces and just talk about art. There are so many other things to do, and Vitruvio gives those kinds of opportunities as well. So that's one more great point that I just wanted to add.
Thanks. And there's your artwork right there on cue.
Yes, that's my profile.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Twinkle. And I guess we can have Ugo now and wrap
Thank
up. Oops, sorry. Hey. Hi, Hugo. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you? Nice to see you again, Ted.
Nice to
Nice
see
to
you
see you,
too.
Nick.
There you go.
Hi.
Just wanted to first, before we get started, let everyone know that I met Hugo in New York same day that I actually met Leslie in one of the NFT parties, and it was a great evening. And afterwards, I went to São Paulo and I met with Hugo again, and we have been talking about doing a partnership in forever. So we developed a very cool alliance, and I'm excited that you'll share about that in a minute. But first of all, introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit more about you.
Yeah, sure, of course. Thanks. Yeah, it was such a nice meeting, yeah, and very timely too. We've been in this space for about 3 years now, I think, you and I almost, and there's always like so much going on, and everything is changing so fast. But sometimes things just like fall into place together and fit perfectly. And I think the Vitruvio launch is gonna be really important for what we're experiencing right now as a movement and as a community of artists in Web3. So yeah, I'm glad to have been invited to be a part of this. Thank you. So I'm Hugo Fass. I'm a performance artist. I've been making performance art for 12 years now, and I come from a corporate background before that, so it was quite a big change. But I always had like my part of me was always in the arts, and I had to face like the corporate world and the trading world before I could like realize what was my path as an artist. And coming from Brazil and also coming from the queer community in Brazil, I'm also very much in touch with artists who are doing art not for just for sustaining themselves or for entertaining purposes, but people who really have art in their souls and are doing this because they need to create and to communicate their own identity and selves to survive. So this is the community of artists where I come from. And as soon as I find out about the NFT movement and the NFT space, the digital art movement, I see that there's like this huge opportunity for artists who have been marginalized all their life because they don't have access to the traditional art markets to suddenly have a chance to access an entire global market for their work. Of course, there are many like barriers to inclusion in this space. There's language barriers and technological access barriers and stuff. So as soon as I find out about everything NFTs, this is what I set myself to do. Like I have to have it. It's not just about me putting my work out there to be purchased, but I know so many artists who have a mission with their art, and I want them to be able to like spread their artwork to the world, not just in terms of like getting money, but really to be able to globalize art sharing and art appreciating as well. So this is what I've been doing. I've been trying and experimenting a lot of stuff since I started, and finally, I've been for most part of the past 2 years, I've been building an actual like museum, a physical museum for decentralized art. It started as a small incubator project for Brazilian artists, and then it expanded to all non-English speaking artists of the world and trying to reach these people and onboard them. But finally, the dreams are realizing themselves, and I was able to start this physical space, which was I was happy to have her visit and get to know it. And next month in October, we're going to do the grand opening with an exhibition, and I'm just gonna be like very glad to keep this partnership with Vitruvio as well for having a physical home, which I think is so important for digital art to become palpable, to become like consumable in a more natural way for people who are not used to seeing digital art and feeling like getting to know the real value behind it, getting to be able to see the value of the work of art itself, and not just as an image that is shareable on a phone here and there. And so to be able to attribute value to the work. So that's my mission right now in the space.
I love it. I love it. I'm so excited for
Uh,
launch.
I have. Let me see if I can show a little bit of a photo. I don't know if it's
Oh
gonna
yes.
show right, but
Oh.
this is one of the photos of the space that we've shared recently. So the idea is really that we can exhibit artworks just as they should, and really get people like not really knowing, is this a natural like print? Is this a painting? Is this a digital? How is this possible? So the idea is to bring awe, and surprise, but at the same time familiarity for people who are also like not DJs or super used to digital art like we are.
You have the real bridge, which is what we're looking into creating here, like the bridge to the traditional industry who has a hard time to understand that digital art is a consumable piece of art. So you're doing amazing, and I have to say the place is absolutely fantastic. The framed screens is just like a completely fascinating way to display art, and it really shows like it's palpable, as you said. So I love it. Thank you so much, Hugo.
Thank you.
Me
My
too.
pleasure.
Yeah. So Hugo, this is the first time we are talking. So
Yeah.
it's a pleasure to meet you. First, told me all about the incredible space you're creating there, and I want to visit sooner rather than later and check it out myself. What you're doing is sort of manifesting one of the elements of our growth strategy. What we want to do is have at major cities around the world sort of these Vitruvio. We haven't come up with a good name for it yet, but let's, for the purpose of our discussion, call it a hub, where galleries are sort of passive things. You go, you walk through, and etc. But we want to create an active, vibrant space for artists to come, where they can take a workshop, they can talk art with people, they can see, learn about the technology, etc., and get onboarded, at the same time. So we don't want it to be like a salesy experience, but we want it to be like a welcoming experience. So you feel like, I want to be part of this. I really want, and then you go bring some friends and you say, you need to be part of this. That's how we are going to grow to hundreds of thousands of creators on this platform, and even hopefully millions very soon. So, but
Exactly.
it starts with one person, just like you, who has a dream and who creates a space, and then we team up and we get the community going, and all of a sudden, we've got these flowers all over the world that are sprouting and creating a lot of positivity.
That's the idea. Yeah, the magic about working with digital art and digital content, is that you can expand like almost like infinitely. You can do so much with a space that isn't even like super huge and big, but if you do it right, and if you can like get people enamored with the idea and with the possibilities and concept, and I think like the presence is super important for that. So that's why I invested so much of my time and money on this space, because I think it's magical. It's different when you bring people in to see it in person and almost like be able to touch it. So it makes a world of difference, and I'm glad to be starting this. I hope more places and spaces and people around the world can follow this kind of example.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Hugo.
Thank you.
Okay, Nick, that wraps up the individual interviews, and I'd like to see if you have any final remarks that you want to talk about the creators.
Well, the creators are awesome, and I think what we want to do is probably every other download bring a few, because there's so many different genres of art. And one thing, I don't think everyone gathered, we just went around the world here. So we had Leslie from the United States, we had Dr. Martin from Argentina, we had Twinkle from India, and then Hugo from Brazil. So that was kind of cool. This is what we'll see as we bring creators from all over the globe on here, that this is a worldwide phenomenon, and Vitruvio is not going to be just like a US thing. It is starting off as a worldwide thing, and it is going to be global, and it's going to grow globally.
Yes, I'm super excited about that. And just as a teaser, all those artists are in the booster program. So just so you know, like we have some amazing artists. And a reminder as well that I'm closing the applications for the boosters for the Vitruvio community specifically. We have an application in the Discord, and I got very few entries. So you guys mentioned, I think last week, asking about, competition, if it was hard to get in, and I want to make sure that I get Vitruvio people. I have 2 artists from Vitruvio, so I am saving a few spots, and I'm closing this weekend. So please sign up if you're a creator in Vitruvio already. And all the other ones, like we already have 20, so excited about that.
Awesome. Well, thanks you said you had about 20 artists and your goal was 25, yeah?
Yes.
All right,
I
cool.
would like to have 5 from Vitruvio creators. So waiting for them.
And just to remind everyone, the booster artworks are going to be augmented reality enabled. So that's a nice, cool innovation. Yeah.
Very cool.
Great.
Thanks, Nick.